And welcome to Phoenix, the America West Arena, 19,000 to see Game 2 of this region. The winner to advance, Alabama Crimson Tide. The long shot, number 8 seed and number 5 Syracuse. Defending national champions, Connecticut with a 20-point win over Vanderbilt at 73-53 has advanced. The winner of this game will meet the Huskies on Saturday evening. Here's the Pontiac starting lineups. Kennedy Winston is the leading scorer for Alabama, 17 a game. Davidson, the freshman at 6'10". Davis, Shelton, and Pettway in the backcourt for Bama. For Syracuse, the All-America Hakeem Warwick. Nichols, the freshman at 6'8". Fourth, the 7-foot center McNamara, the dead-eye outside shooter, and Josh Pace. The officials are Rose, Lucky, and Skiles, and we're set to go Game 2 here in the Valley of the Sun. Syracuse now trying to join Connecticut, making it all Big East regional final. Pittsburgh, Seton Hall, Providence, Boston College, the other Big East teams have been eliminated. Jerry McNamara gets it first. This is Warwick. Easy to find that big number 1 on his back. Fourth, the 7-footer. Here's Pace, the left-hander, and inside to Warwick, the spin move. And it won't fall, but Fourth is in there, has it batted away, and a scramble in the lane. And quickest are the Alabama hands. Out of it comes Kennedy Winston. This is Pettway, easy to find. Smallest man on the Alabama squad. He takes the three-point shot, and the Crimson Tide have the first bucket.
Well, the task at hand for the Alabama Crimson Tide is to attack the 2-3 zone of Syracuse, and it's a very good one. And you can do it from the perimeter. You must do it from the perimeter, but you also have to get the ball inside against them.
Hakeem Warwick inside to make it 3-2. This is DeKenberg with Matt Gukas. Heather Cox is with us on the sidelines as these two teams reach for the Elite Eight. Winston's first shot, and the 6'6" wingman, he'll take that three-point shot. McNamara fires a long pass into the forecourt. Fourth gives Hughes a second chance. Pettway is on McNamara. Warwick working on Davis. Hits the top of the board, and Fourth there, blocked. Davis got the block, and Warwick, boy, just bouncing. And makes it a 4-3 Syracuse lead.
Dick, I thought Fourth's shot was taken after it hit the backboard, but so far Syracuse, with their height advantage, with Fourth and Warwick just playing patty cake on that offensive board.
Kennedy Winston from outside with a tray, and it's a 6-4 Alabama lead. First points for the leading scorer for the Crimson Tide.
Well, that's the way you want to attack that 2-3 zone, is get the ball in the interior, look baseline or look weak side.
McNamara, good spinning move, and then sets up Warwick, and it's knocked away. Shelton, who came down court with the ball, takes it to the hole. Ernest Shelton has his first points. 8-4 Alabama.
Now that'll work too. Get the ball down the floor quickly before Syracuse can set up in the zone.
Josh Pace, the left-hander. Spins, a jump hook not there. But Nichols, the freshman inside, had it momentarily. Goes out of bounds to Alabama.
Now Ernest Shelton, the 6'3" junior out of Memphis, Tennessee. A threat from the perimeter, so when the defense comes up on him, takes the driving opportunity. Alabama
alum Mark Gottfried in his 6th year on the bench with the Crimson Tide. He was there for the national finals as a UCLA assistant in 1995 under Jim Herod. Oh, my. From the deep corner, Ernest Shelton with a three-pointer, and Alabama jumps out to a 7-point lead.
I think that three-point shot is always a little bit easier after you've gotten yourself on the board with some kind of a high percentage shot like Shelton did on the drive to the hoop before.
Winston on pace, Fourth inside, the 7-footer, able to reverse it, lay it home. Craig Fourth's first points.
Jim Boeheim told us yesterday, when our centers, and he means in particular Craig Fourth, play well, he said we can beat any team in the country.
From the corner, the other corner, Kennedy, Winston lighting it up. He's playing his own game of horse.
Alabama, the best in the SEC in three-point shooting, but keep in mind, Syracuse, one of the best in the country in three-point shooting defense. So far, they're getting scorched.
Terrence Roberts now in for Syracuse, number 33. McNamara takes his first three. It's not there. Fourth with a rebound and a foul. I believe on Winston. We'll check. No, it's Ernest Shelton with the foul and a timeout. Just a bit over 4 minutes gone in the opening half, and Alabama sprints out to a 14-6 lead, making 4 out of 5 from long range. Back in Phoenix with a reminder, in just about 20 minutes, we'll be switching you back to East Rutherford for that much-anticipated battle. Wake Forest, St. Joe's. The freshman Chris Paul in the backcourt for the Demon Deacons. Jameer Nelson, the All-America, perhaps the player of the year for St. Joseph's. We've got a report now from Heather Cox.
Well, Dick, the defending national champs have won 8 consecutive NCAA games dating back to last year, which means that Jerry McNamara and Akeem Warwick have a perfect career mark of 8-0 in the tournament. And it's no coincidence just how important are they to the team's success. They have accounted for an astounding 67% of the team's points in the first 2 NCAA tournament games, guys.
That's right, Heather. A tremendous inside-outside punch. His fourth also has won 8 in a row for Syracuse, the center. And he takes the 15-footer. Short, gets his own rebound, batted away from down low. Pettway stole it. And Pettway a high bounce. Winston, he sure likes that angle shot from the corner, doesn't he? There he is, set up.
He's got the trigger finger ready at all times.
Chuck Davis too long in his jump hook. Long pass to Warwick, and a one-handed catch and a foul. He was ready to hang with a one hand and fire it straight down. Foul on Davis, his first.
Davis did a good job of getting back and bodying up on Akeem Warwick, who all of a sudden, when he reaches up, has tremendous arm length. You can see, however, he needs to put on a little bit of muscle up top. Only weighs about 208, 209, or 210 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood.
He was scraping his headband against the bottom of the backboard. And a holding call against Pettway. His first. Well, here's one of the best teams in the nation in defending the three-point shot, and Alabama starts out 4 for 5.
Well, in round 1, BYU came out and lit it up against the 2-3 zone of Syracuse, and then they had to go man-to-man and play pretty much man-to-man 3/4 of that game. They might have to do it here tonight against Alabama.
Rallied to beat the Cougars, did Syracuse 80-75, and then took out Maryland 72-70. McNamara, the runner, thought he was fouled.
He's been begging to the referees from the get-go. Antoine Pettway is all over Jerry McNamara, and that's the key both ways. Syracuse is going to have to find a way to get McNamara some clean looks.
Rings out for Shelton, out of bounds to Alabama. Evan Brock, number 21, is coming into the game for Alabama. And after a short rest, Demetrius Nichols returns to the Syracuse lineup. And a turnover committed by Bama will give the Orangemen of Jim Boeheim the ball.
Yeah, Ernest Shelton surprised by that hard double team of Pace and Warwick. He's backpedaling, he's doing a little moonwalk in, trying to get out of the way.
But stepped into the court before he did, and that was the violation. The sophomore McNamara.
And the difficulty is McNamara has to play the point guard spot, initiate off. Oh, goodness.
Warwick, does he fly? Check those arms. Woo.
It's a dunk-a-thon. He is a dunk machine in and around the basket. Not the strongest guy in the world, but you can't body him when he's playing above the rim like that.
6'8", but plays as if he were a 7-footer. Shelton with a drive. Good feed inside, but the block as Evan Brock had it rejected. McNamara on the run, takes the 3. Loose ball goes to Alabama. Shelton. Oh, right around McNamara. And then a holding call against Syracuse. Let's check Warwick in slow motion.
Well, Keem Warwick scores just under 20 points a game, about 50% from the field, mainly because he gets a bunch of these. Gotta lead the nation in dunks. Just muscling, powering, and he doesn't have a lot of muscle there, but just obvious, almost like a trampoline effect.
Inbounds pass to Kennedy. Winston uses the glass, so inside or outside, Winston showing you why he is a budding star. 8 points already. Yeah, Warwick's liable to get a call quickly from Carmelo Anthony. They talk every week. Anthony is undoubtedly watching and rooting for his former teammate. That's McCroskey just into the game. Louis McCroskey, a freshman from the Bronx, New York, his first basket. Reminds you, expecting to say Wake Forest St. Joseph's the first game. Oklahoma State beating Pittsburgh ran long. So the tip of that game will be at 10:03 Eastern time. We'll get to you as soon as the clock ticks past 10.
I thought a very good substitution by Jim Boeheim, giving Jerry McNamara a little look at the bench. He's battling the referees, battling himself right now.
Davis, an easy basket inside, and McNamara is up off the bench and checking in. Just enough to cool him down.
Just get a little different perspective. And I also think Jim Boeheim's got to be thinking right now he might have to get out of his zone very quickly and go to the man-to-man.
Boy, that pass off the top of the backboard. Even Warwick couldn't get that high. Pettway flashes to the other end and is blocked by Josh Pace. Pace at the other end. The left-hander not there. Pettway saves. Cleverly avoiding going out of bounds.
So low to the ground, able to scoop it to himself.
Alabama has a lot of team speed, but some good defense there by the freshman Demetrius Nichols with a steal.
And a lot of team confidence there. A lot of confidence in their ability to knock down stuff from the perimeter.
McCroskey and Nichols, two freshmen on the floor for Syracuse. And making his first appearance, Jeremy McNeil, the powerful 6'8", 255-pound backup center with a slam. First points for McNeil. 11:37 remaining in this first half, and Alabama has led but for one shot. This one is short from Shelton, and a whistle underneath. They've got McNeil for one. Boy, what a body on him. San Antonio, this senior, would like to go home in the final stop on the road to the Final Four.
Big wide body of McNeil, clearing out space and powering up before anybody can get a whack at him. Not a good free throw shooter. We talked in the first game about Connecticut's free throw shooting problems. Syracuse not very good either.
And Brock off the mark with his attempt. He's hitting only 63% as McNamara, 0 for 3 at the start of the game, returns to the Syracuse lineup.
Very rapid fire pace set by Alabama. I'm sure Jim Boeheim would like to see things slow down a little bit. They've been playing a lot of games in the 50s, and he would like this one to be there.
Brock misses both chances. McNamara calls out the play.
Yeah, the play is give the ball to somebody else and then set screens for McNamara.
McCroskey to Nichols and now to Warwick. Spinning move, a 10-footer. Hakeem Warwick now with 8 points to lead Syracuse.
He has just become very, very proficient in his low post game and gets up in the air so quickly.
Connecticut has won earlier here in Phoenix. The winner to meet the Huskies. Syracuse, the number 5 seed. The number 5 has never won the national championship. Oh, Kennedy Winston, we had not seen him before in person. He is impressive. 10 points for him. He's from Mobile. Just 6'6" and only a sophomore. Approaching the midpoint of the first 10-minute period. Syracuse trailing Alabama by 6 and a whistle.
Well, Kennedy Winston at 6'6", so comfortable out on the perimeter, just a little dribble to get himself into rhythm. The leading scorer for the Crimson Tide at 17 a game. And he was the Alabama player that got on that hot streak after a very cold start by Alabama against Stanford in the second half. Went 1 for 17 to start the second half, and Winston finally got the lid off the basket and an improbable win over the #1 seed Stanford Cardinals.
Hakeem Warwick hits both free throws. 10 points for the Syracuse star, and we have a timeout in Phoenix. Dick Enberg, Matt Gugas, Heather Cox back in Phoenix. A reminder to make sure you vote for your starting forwards on the Pontiac all-time tournament team. Cast your ballot right now at ncaasports.com/Pontiac. Well, led by Kennedy Winston, the sophomore Alabama has 10, and Hakeem Warwick, the junior for Syracuse, third-team All-America, has 10 as well.
And that's a big stat so far.
Some pressure.
Jerry McNamara, a little bit different for Syracuse.
Broken easily by Alabama. Now a 2-on-1, but the missed shot by Emmett Thomas. He had the layup. Emmett Thomas just in, a 6'4" senior from Birmingham. And the left-handed jump hook from Josh Pace earns him his first 2 points, and it's back to a 2-point game. Once 8 points for Alabama. Alabama shooting 53%. Syracuse 41 off the opening bell. Emmett Thomas fires the 3. And here comes Syracuse with a chance to tire the lead with a 3.
And Syracuse has done a much better job at the defensive end, covering the perimeter shooting of Alabama.
Winston with a steal. And wait for his teammates to get in position. And Syracuse in that dreaded 2-3 zone.
Yeah, now it's easier to get the ball inside as that defense gets stretched, Dick, because of the good outside shooting. If Alabama is patient, they can get that ball to the free throw line area and then look down low or look to the weak side.
First foul on Pace. Only the third team foul on Syracuse. Alabama with 4. Make that 4 for Alabama. And another whistle against Syracuse, as we remind you again that at 10:03 Eastern Time, Wake Forest and St. Joseph's ready to do battle in East Rutherford. We'll get you there for the start of that game. That's going to be very shortly, as Demetrius Nichols, the freshman for Syracuse, has his second foul. Very nice interior passing, but it handcuffed Jermareo Davidson, the 6'10" freshman center from Atlanta.
The defense closed up very nicely right there, and now Syracuse with 6 turnovers. But the important thing is they've got to find some good shots for Jerry McNamara. It's going to be difficult. Antoine Pettway is staying right in his shirt.
McNamara looking for his first points. Oh, a tough turnaround jumper as he skids backwards. Hakeem Warwick putting on a show. A dozen for him. The game is tied at 20. Syracuse led at 4-3, the only time they've been in front on the board. Long-range bomb for Shelton, and Ernest Shelton hitting 35% from three-point range, has 8 points tonight.
Smart play by Antoine Pettway, sensing that Alabama just moving the ball around the perimeter. Finally got some penetration and then a look outside.
Pettway deflects the pass, and it's intercepted. Pettway doing a terrific job defending Jerry McNamara.
Well, that's a key in beating Syracuse, and Maryland almost did it after the 43-point effort by McNamara against BYU.
Ernest Shelton down the bottom of the well, back-to-back trays. He now has 11, and it's a 6-point Bama lead.
Syracuse getting plenty of scoring from Warwick inside, but they need the other part of the outside-inside combo.
Josh Pace hustling, gives Warwick a chance, and he'll go to the foul line. Pace not quitting after he missed a shot, fighting for the rebound.
There's that penetration by Antoine Pettway, son of a coach. Has a feel out on the floor, just what is needed. Shelton able to set up shop outside, but with Kennedy Winston off the floor for Alabama, you can tell they're missing a serious part of their offense.
And Jermareo Davidson in for him, committed the foul his first. Starter Chuck Davis returns. Evan Brock goes out for Alabama, and Warwick at the line looking for his 14th point of this opening half. He had 26 in the Maryland win in round 2. Rattles out, and Davidson with a rebound. Alabama from long range has hit 6 out of 10 shots. And that's the difference in the game, 26-21. Inside to Davis, and he loses the handle. Turnover for Syracuse, with it a timeout. 7:29 left in the opening half.
They said Roberts a little bit slow getting out. Josh Pace going to the free throw line, and he has gotten increased playing time and increased ball handling responsibility ever since Billy Edelman went out of the lineup in midseason.
Well, Pace, true to his season performance, is 0 for 3 from the line. And Alabama goes inside to Davis and back outside to Pettway. Pettway's runner not close. Pulled out of the air by Roberts.
Go to your
Charles, I should say Chuck Davis keeps getting some good looks inside, but so anxious to get rid of the ball rather than take his time and look to be a scorer inside.
And we've had some audio difficulties. If somebody's been playing games with us pulling plugs here at the arena in Phoenix. Try this microphone.
And Alabama going to their zone defense. They like to mix it up, especially with Jerry McNamara getting a breather. They don't have to worry about perimeter shooting from Syracuse.
Tied at 33. And these two teams figure to play it closely throughout. And a whistle travel is the call against Pace. Started to move before he put the ball on the floor. And with that, we have a timeout with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left before the intermission. Syracuse, Alabama, even at 33.
All right, guys, we will take you to that game at halftime. Right now, let's return you to Phoenix.
The 10-footer rattles out. And a foul underneath as Syracuse hears the whistle and appears to be against Hakeem Warwick, who has starred for Hughes here in this opening half. But no, it's Terrence Roberts that will be ticketed, his first. It's only the 6th team foul, but it's a shooting opportunity nevertheless for Jermareo Davidson, the freshman, a lanky 6'10". And he gives Alabama the lead again.
Not a bad foul, though. Only shoots 56% from the line, but it's so important for Syracuse to keep Hakeem Warwick out of foul trouble. That is obvious, but also they still have to find a way to get Jerry McNamara involved offensively somehow. And he's either got to do a better job off the ball of using screens, and he misses Craig Forth out there, who usually gets him a couple of high bumps and some good looks.
2 minutes left in the half, and Davidson with his first points, both free throws made. 35-33, the Crimson Tide in front. The game of color, the Crimsons against the Oranges. Out of bounds, and it went off the leaping try of number 34, Jeremy McNeil. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, so stay with us. He'll have highlights, latest tournament news, Wake Forest, St. Joseph's. We'll look in on that game, our Singular Trivia Challenge, all coming up on Singular at the half. Davis swarmed inside, gets away, and that leaves Pettway for 3. Antoine Pettway bouncing in those red shoes. He has 6 points. 8 for 14 now for Bama outside the line. Pettway, more importantly, has really shackled McNamara with his defense. McCroskey left alone, and the freshman nails the 3. 38-36, 7 for McCroskey.
Well, if Jim Boeheim can get just something from his freshmen, Nichols, McCroskey, and Roberts, it's a major plus for Syracuse.
Yeah, McCroskey, who is from New York, sounds like something out of the musical West Side Story. Call him the officer. 45 seconds left in the half.
Chuck Davis has been getting his share of touches in the paint, but he is programmed to look weak side. And over here, Antoine Pettway setting up in Kennedy Winston's favorite spot to nail down his second triple of the game. And that's a good job by Davis to keep moving the ball, but he's going to eventually have to look for his own shot inside, if not to not only score points, possibly get a key mark in a little bit of foul trouble.
You see Antoine Pettway, he has 6 assists. The entire Syracuse team with only 5 in this first half. Pettway will inbound the ball with his team leading by 2, and we're down to the 45-second mark. About 17 seconds difference shot in game clock, so Syracuse will get a chance regardless. Kennedy Winston hawked by McNamara. There's Davis, and he is denied by McNeil. Fly swat by Big Jeremy.
Alabama trying a little high ball screen to get some penetration and just a little bit more tentativeness on the part of Chuck Davis with a slow release all the way in the backcourt. Antoine Pettway to make sure.
And only 10 now on the shot clock, so Pettway hurries it in. Emmett Thomas, and another block by McNeil. 2 on that possession. Jeremy McNeil gives Syracuse a look at the last shot of the half.
Tremendous backline defense by McNeil, who came in for Craig Forth early on in this first half. Forth has not gotten out on the floor.
Here's McNamara's Pettway hawking him and forces the turnover. McNamara throws it away, anticipating McNeil being in a different spot. 3.6 seconds. So Alabama will try to hurry up a long shot. It goes to Kennedy Winston. Winston, it'll count if it goes, and it's off the front of the rim. Very entertaining opening half with Alabama leading Syracuse at the intermission 38-36 with Kennedy Winston, the sophomore, showing you why he's been getting rave reviews around the SEC. 15 points for him and making 3 out of 6 from outside the line. So Bama by 2 will send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after these messages and a word from your local station.
Beside himself, he can't believe that it was not an offensive foul. Shelton pushed off.
Pettway, Winston, Shelton, Davidson.
Well, one of the adjustments that Alabama has to make starting the second half, they've got to get some inside scoring, got to find Chuck Davis either in the middle, in front of the basket, or down on the baseline.
Nice ball movement. Shelton with a ball fake and steps inside the line, misses the 2. And the foul, I believe, is going to be on Davis. Yes, they're going to call it on Chuck Davis. Mark Gottfried, look at him. He is furious over there, stomping his way down, and he's going to get a technical. Well, the fans certainly agreed with Gottfried, and those that are impartial here thought it was a bad call. Davis is sticking it.
Chuck Davis getting his arms around Forth, and yeah, there was arm contact. Arms got away from his body. Didn't really move Forth that much. But Mark Gottfried doing a little dance over there, earned himself a technical, and it put an almost automatic Jerry McNamara on the line.
He makes the first, and this to tie the game at 38. I think what the fans saw, Forth used his arm to ward off, and Davis had his arms around him, and here's Gottfried going berserk, and he went stomping away, and a little too much, and the officials teed him up.
But in reading his lips, it appeared he only said, "No way, no way." But I think it was the body language that earned him the tee rather than the verbiage.
There was some animation. With a game tied here early in the second half. Forth, who likes to come outside, and then will set a pick for McNamara just like that. And McNamara fires. Not there. Tipped, and it goes to Warwick. Blocked. Davidson, the freshman, up high to deny.
And Akeem Warwick, who got off to a terrific start, didn't score in the last 7 minutes.
Ernest Shelton, he finds that three-point range. When he was injured at midseason, Alabama went into their slump, and they really missed his presence. You can see. Fired up, Mark Gottfried took a technical here early in the second half, but his team has gone to a 7-1 run since that, and they have the ball, Alabama. And a foul called in the backcourt against Syracuse. The Syracuse Orangemen here at the start of the second half. We played 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Have yet to score a field goal.
And 4 turnovers, trying to exert some full court pressure. And there's Jim Boeheim coming with his freshman, hoping for some live legs.
Quick move by Pettway to the star Winston. Shelton and Pettway outside, and Pettway pops. It's not there. McNeil with a rebound, almost threw it away. McNamara saves. Jerry McNamara, meanwhile, has been pulled as McCroskey can't hit, and down hard goes McNeil. And it'll be out of bounds to Alabama. And Alabama, Syracuse waiting. The winner goes against number 2 seed Connecticut. There's Davis inside to score, and Alabama builds its lead to 8. That matches their largest of the first half. And we have to mention the man with the ball, Jerry McNamara, one of the Syracuse stars, has been held to 4 points, 6 points rather, 1 for 5 shooting.
Dick, I don't know if it's so much cold shooting on the part of McNamara. He's not even getting a good look, mainly because he cannot create one for himself, and really his teammates aren't doing all that much to get him one.
And Jim Boeheim says, I just don't like what I see. We got to stop this. Still no field goals with 14:55 left in the second half. No field goals in the half for the Qs. Back in Phoenix with a reminder, whether you're looking for live scores, updated brackets from each game, or game centers with in-depth play-by-play, you can find it all at CBSSportsline.com. Warwick has not scored. Syracuse has not scored a field goal in this half, as Alabama has run on a 9-1 spurt since Mark Gottfried picked up that technical foul. 8-point lead.
Shot clock.
And with 2 seconds on the shot clock, a foul is called, and that bails out Syracuse.
Now Mark Gottfried, the Alabama coach, can live with either Akeem Warwick having a big game or Jerry McNamara. Well, Warwick got started off scoring very well, but he's been silent since the 7-minute mark of the first half, and McNamara can't even get a good look at the basket.
And another turnover. Kennedy Winston, who had a big first half, the leading scorer for Alabama, picks it up. All 3 of these men, Winston, Pettway, and Shelton on the other wing, can hit the threes. And there's Davis through his hands once again, and he said that's a little too hard to Evan Brock on the pass.
Idea was right, but it was a bullet. And Davis just couldn't. He doesn't have the best hands in the world.
Syracuse 0 for 5 from the floor in this half, and 6 turnovers. 6 possessions have been lost. Here's McCroskey, the freshman. McNamara over Pettway. In and out. Pettway has done a fabulous job of defending McNamara. And even the shots he's had to get them up quickly.
And that time McNamara changed speeds just to get open. A little in and out. Took him hard. And then popped back as Pettway with those red shoes. A little slippery on the bottom.
Dorothy from Oz shoes.
Now Syracuse extending their pressure on it. They did it a couple of possessions ago. It opened up the first fast break basket for Alabama in this game.
Kennedy Winston had a wide open 3 and just hesitated and said better not. They're 9 for 18 Alabama from outside the line. Davis is open. Nice ball fake. He got both McNeil and Josh Pace to go airborne.
I think Chuck Davis a little tired of getting his shot block. That time with the eyebrow fake shed 2 Syracuse Orangemen.
Biggest lead of the game for Alabama. And ball rolls out, and the foul.
Chuck Davis has been operating. Finally, he squares up, gets his back to the baseline to present a big target, gets his body in front of the pass, and then the nice little fake to get the high percentage shot. You can see the frustration starting to show on the Syracuse Orangemen's faces.
Krosky inside for the basket and a foul.
Well, that'll help.
Evan Brock got the last foul, his 3rd. Let's see on whom they call this.
And finally, something instead of a turnover for Syracuse as McCroskey finds a seam in the defense.
Kennedy Winston picked up the first foul, and McCroskey, if he makes this, will equal his high this season as a freshman at Syracuse, 10 points. And that's some quality stuff for Louis McCroskey from the Bronx, New York, went to St. Raymond High School. Syracuse outscoring the Alabama bench 12-0. Winston unable to hit the three, and it's out of bounds to Bama.
First time in my memory of this game, Dick, that Syracuse has gone to the man-to-man defense. Now we'll get back into the 2-3 zone on the underneath out-of-bounds play. But they've got to create some kind of a turnover, some kind of a missed shot where they can get out the open floor and get an easy basket. It has been very difficult in their half-court offense.
Brock is open. The left-hander nails the 15-footer. Evan Brock has his first bucket.
That's that open area in the 2-3 zone. When you get it there, sometimes there's a shot, sometimes there's a pass down low or to the weak side.
Josh Pace and McNamara working in the backcourt. Warwick forcing that one. He's been scoreless here in the second half. Pettway brings it in.
And you got to credit Alabama's defense. They have really zeroed in on Key Warwick as well as McNamara.
McNeil up high for his third block of the game. Now Syracuse, one of the nation's leaders. They're third in the nation. Of course, Connecticut, a potential opponent on Saturday, leads the NCAA in block shots, with Okafor being the big star.
Shelton putting up a little floater there. That will not get it done against McNeil. You got to take it right hard at him.
20 on the shot clock. Brock takes it inside, gives it to Davis, and he's got another easy two. 11-point lead for Alabama, their largest.
Now there's some good interior passing between Brock and Davis, and a little bit softer where Davis could handle.
McNamara and Pettway. Nearly 8 minutes now into this second half, and Syracuse facing an 11-point deficit. Beautiful move by Josh Pace as they cut along the baseline.
And Syracuse has to take advantage of those openings. With McNamara being so closely guarded, at least he can spread the floor by taking his defender far away from the hoop, and now there's more open spaces.
Brock with a drive, and he draws the foul from McNeil, his second. Team fouls now. That's 6 on each side.
Emmett Brock doing a nice job off the dribble and making the interior pass. And then Josh Pace hard on the baseline to use the rim as a shield.
Alabama by 9, and they're doing it with their three-point shooting and taking advantage of Syracuse turnovers, 14-6 there. And Hakeem Warwick, Matt Gukas, with 15 in the first half, 1 here in the second half.
Well, I think the goal coming in was to, well, just play Warwick normally and make sure you stop Jerry McNamara. Now Alabama's defense is stopping both of them. But while McNamara is struggling, Syracuse has to find a way to score themselves, because I don't think McNamara is going to get a good look with Pettway on him.
Antoine Pettway really has shackled McNamara's outside game. There's a turnover. And here comes Syracuse. McNamara 1 for 6 shooting and 6 points. Broski, though, has given Jim Boeheim some good stuff. Warwick had it momentarily, but Pettway knocks it out of bounds to Syracuse.
That driving lane created because McNamara once again took Pettway out of the mix there. McCroskey gets that drive, but put up a very soft shot there. When you go, you got to commit a lot harder than that.
Pettway came back limping as McNamara inside, and that's where he's gotten his 2 baskets. Nothing from outside the yard. 8 points for Jerry McNamara. And an awakening now for Syracuse. They pull back within 7 with 11 minutes to play. Davis wide open inside. Davis gets loose in that zone.
How about that? A set play against the zone defense. Normally, that's very difficult to execute.
Both teams shooting from the floor about the same in the 40s. McNamara gets the 3, and there's his first of the game. 55-49.
So there's your score. The defending national champions trail at 55-49, coming up on 10:20 to play in the second half. Thanks for joining us here on Singular at the Half. We will send you back to East Rutherford for second half action after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular Wireless, the wireless company that fits you best.
National championship team. McNamara 7 straight free throws. That's news. He missed one.
The game he had 43 against BYU. He missed 4. Unheard of.
That's a slump. You saw Pettway return, and sure McNamara not at all happy about the appearance of Pettway, who's been badgering him all night defensively. Jeremy McNeil back in, and Terrence Roberts out for Syracuse.
This is really interesting. Now we got Alabama playing, who's been playing man most of the game, now playing zone, and Syracuse playing zone most of the way, now playing man.
Almost a steal for the Orangemen as the clock ticks to 5:40. Alabama with the ball and a 6-point advantage. Into Davis, working on McNeil. McNeil with 3 blocks. Doesn't block that one, and Chuck Davis, the sophomore from Selma, has had a big second half.
A huge difference in the first half against the zone. Very tentative, feels much more comfortable against that man-to-man. Used that little left elbow to get McNeil out of the way. Oh.
Pace throws it away, looking for McNamara. And Davis now with 14 of his 16 points in this half.
Oh, watch that left arm there. Not quite a hook, but enough to just freeze Terrence McNeil's a very good shot blocker.
Closing in on 5 minutes. Turnovers have been a real problem for Boeheim's team. +10. Winston, and he's fouled. That'll be a 2-shot. Jerry McNamara has the foul, his second. Well, we borrowed Thursday night for the NCAA action, but next Thursday back comes TV's most watched drama. Don't miss an all-new CSI next Thursday here on CBS, America's most watched network. Well, how about this young man, Kennedy Winston, averaging 17, had 15 the first half, and hadn't scored until that one in the second half.
And you know, I don't think it's the Syracuse defense, although they certainly want to make sure they know where he is on the floor. It's been more the Alabama offense that has not found him.
A 10-point lead after Syracuse had battled back from 11 down, led by McNamara. He's got the 3, and he hits it from NBA range.
Now the zone defense, and Shelton just a little slow to react, not really realizing where Jerry McNamara was.
Yeah, that shot's well in his range. He now leads all scorers with 21. 4.5 to go. Alabama by 7.
Alabama now running their offense through Winston.
Davis inside. McNeil on him. Ooh, throws over Pettway's hand, and here comes Warwick. Was he out of bounds? Yes, he stepped on the sidelines. That denies the easy slam.
And the crowd really disappointed in that.
Not only does he not get the 2, Alabama gets the ball.
Yeah, as Warwick on picking up that loose ball, the earned pass from Davis over the head of Pettway.
They're going to check it maybe on the replay to see whether or not Warwick had possession first before he hit the line. It appeared he did. He's got the ball there, and then he steps on the line. There. Well, one of theirs.
Boy, you have good eyes, Mr. Edberg.
I used to officiate.
Oh, okay. Now we know.
I have an eagle. Until they chased me to my car when I was about 22 years of age. Both the coach and the players. I said, I don't think I like this. I'm retired. $5 a game. I'm out of here. 4:09 left. Davis with McNeil on him, trying to maneuver for a shot. Boy, that's a quick whistle. McNeil gets it. His third. And that'll send Davis to the line. And this is the double bonus. It'll be a double bonus also for Syracuse on the next Crimson Tide foul.
Well, obviously a very patient game from Chuck Davis, who was content just to keep the ball moving in the first half. When he got the ball in the middle of the zone, now he's been an offensive force as Kennedy Winston has stopped scoring.
Only freshman Demetrius with 4, and he's been able to play only a few minutes here in the second half. Now 1 out of 2 for Davis, who has 17 points, all but 2 here in the half. Now Pettway really wearing McNamara's jersey. Pace hits the side of the board. Syracuse wanted a foul.
And Syracuse, with their 2 offensive stalwarts, and McNamara, Warwick, just cannot find a way to get them good shots. And Warwick's been setting up at that high post. He'd be better off getting down on the baseline where the defense can't find him.
Winston inside, and another foul. Hakeem Warwick, red hot off the top of the game, had 15 first half points, only 4 in the second half. McNamara had only 4 in the first half, and now 17 for him in the second half. But they've not been able to get both shooting stars on the same page in the same half.
Well, it was like for Alabama, Winston in the first half was the big scorer. And now here in the second half, it's Chuck Davis.
Louis McCroskey with his 4th foul, and Winston nails both free throws. Alabama back by a 10-point lead. Time running out on Syracuse. 3:29 to go.
See the remainder of this game once the action in Phoenix winds down. Back to Dick Enberg.
4 starters for Alabama in double figures, led by Kennedy Winston's 19. Davis chipping in with 17 for Mark Gottfried, who played his college ball for Alabama. Wim Sanderson was his coach. He went to 3 Sweet 16s, but never to the Final 8, and he's trying to take this Bama team to the Elite 8. McNamara has other designs, misses that 3. Pressure in the backcourt, and Shelton loses it, but there's Pettway to save. Winston sets up Davis. Boy, he's gotten a lot of easy ones. Assist from Kennedy Winston, and the Bama boys are happy. They are now leading by 12, their biggest advantage.
Well, what a second half by Chuck Davis. Syracuse getting burned time and time again when they extend their defense.
McNeil can't get away a good shot from under the basket, and on the scramble, the arrow points to Alabama on the held ball. 19 points for Davis, 17 in this half, and what a pass from Kennedy Winston. Mark Gottfried, as a bonding experience for his team in the preseason, took them to the Bahamas, and when they checked in at the famous Atlantis Hotel, there was a little bellman there with one of those typical caps and outfits, and in greeting himself, he said, well, welcome Alabama here. You know, I play basketball, and actually I'm on one of the island teams, and they played the next night. The kid lit up Alabama with 30 points.
So Alabama has gone from a team who couldn't stop the Bellman before the season start to shutting down McNamara in the first half, and now Hakeem Warwick in the second.
Somebody stop the Bellman. That was Gottfried's cry. Trying to milk some clock here, Alabama, with 2.5 to go. But I'm wide open. Why not shoot it? Emmett Thomas nails the 3, and that may be the nail in the coffin for Syracuse. It's now a 14-point game. It was a 2-point shot.
And you got to figure Alabama's going to stay pretty close to Jerry McNamara here. It's probably the only way Syracuse can come back.
Hakeem Warwick got the rebound on McCroskey's miss. McCroskey gets it back. He can't score, but McNeil there to slam in the rebound. And with 2 minutes to go, it's a 12-point lead for Alabama. Out of bounds to the Crimson Tide.
Greg Gumbel in New York. Syracuse down 12. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Congratulations to our Chevrolet players of the game. Chuck Davis of Alabama, Jerry McNamara of Syracuse, and Chevrolet, of course, makes a generous contribution to the scholarship funds of the Universities Alabama and Syracuse. And that's Elizabeth Gottfried. Doesn't she look young? She's mother of 5, Mark's wife, and the baby. Boy, must be an Ernest Shelton fan. He takes a nap during the game. Shelton before the game. McNamara and Syracuse have to hurry it up there, and McNamara does, and hits a long-range drainer. 24 for him. That keeps faint hopes alive. It's an 11-point game. 1:20 to go.
And Syracuse not committing the intentional foul, or the unintentional intentional foul.
There's the steal. McCroskey stole it. Warwick in the other end with a quick 2, and down to a 9-point lead with 1:07 left. Ooh, very close for an opportunity for Terrence Robertson and a steal. Why aren't they fouling?
Again, other than Chuck Davis, everybody good free throw shooters trying to do it with their defense.
Warwick painfully accepts the foul to stop the clock at 51 seconds, but it sends an excellent shooter to the line, Ernest Shelton, who has 20 points to lead Alabama.
But Dick, just about every team in this tournament and really throughout college basketball that finds himself down 9, 10, 12 points with a couple of minutes to go, it's get the quickest two you can and hack away and make somebody make free throws. Jim Boeheim going the other way.
Yeah, it's not Chad time for him. 21 points now for Shelton. Back by 10, and Shelton the leading scorer. Cooley makes 8 out of 8 from the line. Meanwhile, St. Joseph's leading Wake Forest by 3. Plenty of action left there. McNamara misses the runner, and no foul call. And apparently Syracuse going to accept the defeat as they succumb to this Alabama team, and they are talented, aren't they? They had to scrape out wins against Southern Illinois and a great win against Stanford as they rallied from a 13-point deficit in the second half. But this is a club I don't see any weaknesses.
Well, Dick, they're not big, but they certainly shoot the ball well, and they are very smart.
Pettway for the final 3, and Syracuse will take it down court, and will they take a final shot themselves? Yes, inside it goes. And the score by Terrence Roberts with 3 seconds left, and that'll be it. Alabama 80. The defending champions, Syracuse Orangemen 71. A decent run for Jerry McNamara's band, but it's Alabama tonight. And we go to New York and Greg Gumbel.